Tech 101 in the ring, and this is another episode of Ask a Mexican. Now, in this video, I want to tackle, Latinos using the N-word. I'm just going to give you my opinion based on how I grew up, how I was raised. And my opinion is that we should stay away from using it. And I'm talking about even, I don't give a fuck if you add an A, R, P, Q at the end. I don't give a fuck. It does not look right. Especially if you're not black. There's a lot of black Latinos. There are. And no one would question them if they used it. This is all sparked because of Angel Garcia. And this is what's sparking this conversation. It's a conversation that's been going on for years now, but it kind of brought life into it again. So I kind of want to tackle it now. This is only brought up right now because Angel Garcia is not black. Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, but he's not black. And I think that seems to be the main point, right? What's odd to me, though, is that people kind of are treating it as if it's an accent, using that word. You know how when you go to Jersey and you see people speak and they have an accent, or you go to New York or Florida, there's a southern accent, right? And people can't help speaking in an accent. You know, they'll have that accent when they talk to when they talk to their mom, when they're praying to God, when they're talking, when they're thinking, that accent's there. They can't control it. The words you use in your vocabulary, you pick and choose which ones you're going to include. And I feel like a lot of Latinos are using, they're using hip hop and black people as an excuse on why you use this word. And that's where I think there needs to be some kind of social consciousness brought to, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Latinos in the United States. You guys just need to be a little bit more socially aware. The biggest problem is that you guys use, hip hop as an excuse, but if you say this is the way you talk, do you talk to your mother like that? When you're talking to your pops or grandma or whatever, you talk like that? I guarantee you don't. I bet you pick and choose who you speak like that with. And this is why it's a bad look, because it just looks like you're trying too hard, to be honest. And it's not hood talk. I grew up in the hood my whole life, right? I'm not there now, but that's not really how I see these things work. Like, I never felt comfortable using the word just because I guess I was aware of what it meant. But even when my friends used it with me, I never had a want to use it. And that's the weirdest part about it, is why do people want to use it so bad? Like, if someone tells you, if you're Puerto Rican, you're not black, and another Latino tells you, yo, you shouldn't be using that word, why would you argue with them? What makes you want to use that word so bad? How does it make you feel? Like, does it make you feel better or something? Like, I don't get the need. You know what I mean? I don't. The problem is, too, is that people aren't, because they're not socially aware, you thinking that the world revolves around your friends. It's like you could be walking down the street and you're speaking with your friends and you're talking, you're using that word. While you walk down that street, you could have offended 10, 15 people, right? You just don't give a fuck. And you look stupid. Now these people are judging you. They won't just judge you. They'll judge anyone that looks like you. thinking that they're cool with it too. So it resorts all the way back to even the people that don't use it, as if we're okay with it. And we're not. And I think that we need to do better to let a lot of these other young kids know that it is not cool. It's not normal. You shouldn't be doing this. And it's more normal, I guess, in New York. California, it's different. But it's changing. It's changing quick. So that's why I think this video is important. I think a lot of parents need to sit down with their kids. If you're Mexican American, if you're, I don't give a fuck, you're Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, you got kids and they're listening to hip hop, you know they're going to be listening to hip hop, and you know where you grow up, you know they have black friends. You need to fucking open up and talk to them about this shit. You can't just fucking let them go out into the world and learn that shit on the streets, and you do not give them the proper education and teaching them where that word comes from, why they shouldn't use it, why what people think of when they hear that word, right? Like you guys need to be more proactive with your kids. To me, it was different. I'm first generation. My parents couldn't really give me that educate because they were learning American rules as they went, right? And they were older, so they weren't in with the hip hop crowd, and so that vocabulary, they didn't even think about it. It was up to me to learn about it on my own. But now that I have kids and I'm socially aware and I know what the fuck it means, I'm not gonna let them learn on their own. Let them learn from their friends. I'm not gonna let them learn from TV. Now it's my responsibility to tell them what the fuck is up. And a lot of you guys are just fucking slacking off on being parents. You know? Talk to your kids about this shit. I don't want to see fucking 15-year-olds, in the store fucking talking to each other. Ninja this, ninja that. All of a sudden, no one's saying shit to them. And then all of a sudden they're. And here's another thing too. It is okay for black people to react. If it's okay. It is. It is 100% okay. I know a lot of black people sometimes it's like it's confusing, right? Because they'll hear it coming from a Latino, and it's a word that that Latinos probably will execute to perfection. Like it sounds like it's coming from a brother, and then they look around, they're like, no, that fool's not black, and he's using the word, and it's just a lot of fucking information. They don't have time. They're not gonna react right away. They may think twice to react. Don't. Takes a village to raise these kids, and if they got to learn the hard, if they don't listen to us telling them you shouldn't be using that word, then they got to learn the hard way, because there are consequences. There's reasons why we tell them don't use it, and they don't get it. I just don't like the fact that there's a lot of excuses. It's like, oh well, my friends use it, they let me use it, hip hop, blah 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 blah. Like, what the fuck? It's one thing to recite lyrics to a song, but it's another thing to just start using it like it's going out of style. And that's what I see a lot of these Latino kids do. It's like they use it and then they overuse it.